भक्ति गोस्वामी महाराज श्रीपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा मई यमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। वृंद देवी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता रूप की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Shri Gauranga.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, please accept my most respectful, humble Dandavat pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Guru and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So, please forgive me. Today my preparation is not up to the mark, and I will try my best to speak for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord and for all the Vaishnavas. So we will start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam tirayet nashyaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevayam bhagavate nuttamasloken bhaktir bhavati naishtake shunvatam swakata krishnaha punyashavana kirtanaha hridyantasto hyabhadrani vidanoti savritsataam. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, Text 35. Ahuto Bhagavan Rajñā Yajayitva Tvijay Uvasa Katichinmasan Suvratam Priyakamyaya. Ahuto Bhagavan Rajñā Yajayitva Tvijay Uvasa Katichinmasan Suvradam Priya Kamyaya. Ahuto Bhagavan Rajñā Yajayitva Tvijay Uvasa Katichinmasan Suvradam Priya Kamyaya. Devotees.
Ahuto Bhagavan Ragya Yajayitva Dvijadnipam Uvasakati Chinmasan Suhridang Priyakamyaya.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna. Ahuto Bhagavan Ragya Yajayitva Dvijanipam Uvasa Kathachinmasan Suhridam Priyakamyaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ahuto Bhagavan Ragya Yajayitva Dvijir Nupam Uvasa Kati Chinmasan Suradam Priyakamyaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ahuto Bhagavan Ragya Yajayatva Vijayernipam Uvasa Katichinmasan Shuridam Priyakamyaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
आहुतो भगवान् राज्ञा याजयित्वा द्विजैर्नृपम् उवास कतिचिन्मासान् सुहृदाम प्रियकाम्यया.
Hare Krishna. So we can go to this word to word synonyms. Synonyms: Ahutaha, being called by Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead; Rajna, by the king; Yajayitva, causing to be performed; Tvijahi, by the learned Brahmanas; Dripam, on behalf of the king; Uvasa, resided; Katichit, a few; Masan, months; Suhridam, for the sake of the relatives; Priyakamyaya, for the pleasure. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace. Abhay Charan Arvindesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, being invited to the sacrifices by Maharaj Yudhishthira, saw to it that they were performed by qualified twice-born Brahmanas. After that, for the pleasure of the relatives, the Lord remained a few months. Purport. Lord Sri Krishna was invited by Maharaj Yudhishthira to look into the supervision of the performances of yajna, and the Lord, to abide by the orders of his elderly cousin, caused the performance of yajnas by learned twice-born Brahmanas. Simply taking birth in the family of a Brahmana does not make one qualified to perform yajnas. One must be twice born by proper training and initiation from the bona fide acharya. The once-born sons of Brahmana families are equal with the once-born Sudras, and such Brahmabandhus or unqualified once-born sons must be rejected for any purpose of religious or Vedic function. Lord Sri Krishna was entrusted to look after this arrangement, and perfect as he is, he caused the yajnas to be performed by the bona fide twice-born Brahmanas for the successful execution. The next verse, text 36. तथोराज्ञाभ्यानुज्ञातः कृष्णया सह बन्धुभिः ययौ भारवतीं ब्रह्मन् सार्जुनो यदुभिर्वृतः. Synonyms we can go right now. Tataha, thereafter, Rajna, by the king; Abhyanugyataha, being permitted; Krishnaya, as well as by Draupadi; Saha, along with Bandhubihi, other relatives; Yayau, went to Dwarapatim, Dwarakadhama; Brahman, O Brahmanas; Sa Arjunaha, along with Arjuna; Yadubihi, by the members of the Yadu dynasty; Vritaha, surrounded. Translation. O Saunaka, thereafter the Lord, having bade farewell to King Yudhishthira, Draupadi, and other relatives, started for the city of Dwaraka, accompanied by Arjuna and other members of the Yadu dynasty. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Birth of Emperor Parikshit. So can we go to the previous verse, please? Or maybe I can open it. Yeah, that's fine, bro. I can open it. So we'll start with the prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarupyasya Kripa Sindhupya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं निरधारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत्. Hare Krishna. So Let me read the translation of 35th verse. Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, being invited to the sacrifices by Maharaj Yudhishthira, saw to it that they were performed by qualified twice born Brahmanas. After that, for the pleasure of the relatives, the Lord remained a few months. So here we are saying that how Lord Krishna, so after he was there with Yudhishthira Maharaj for a long time and with the Pandavas, and then now he want to start, but then like Yudhishthira Maharaj want to perform yajna, so Ashwamedha yajna, and for that he requested or he invited Krishna, Lord Krishna, to be part of this yajna, and not just part of the yajna, and he is asking to supervise the yajna, whether the yajna is taking part properly, so anything is need to be corrected. So basically he is giving like an order, right? So he is telling like, Krishna, please take care of this responsibility. So here it's very very interesting that Lord, he is the supreme Lord, but still he is performing like an ordinary man, that like, okay, he's my elderly cousin, so he is ordering me, so I have to execute. So like an ordinary person, he's obeying all the instruction of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and externally to see like it isn't like an ordinary person, but actually the whole theme of this verse and purport is Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. So that is the main point that Prabhupada is also quoting here, that Lord Krishna was invited to look into the supervision of the performances of yajna, and he is what he is doing, like he is trying to see whether yajna is performed by the properly qualified twice born brahmanas. So Prabhupada, another point he is insisting here is, so the yajnas have to be performed by a twice born brahmanas, and who is a brahmana, he is trying to explain that as well. So simply if one take birth in a brahmana family, so they cannot be called as a brahmana, because there are many people like even still now, like people who take birth in the brahmana family, they are very much puffed up, so they will not even give respect. I'm not talking everyone, but just few of the people are like that. So they are because of their birth in a very high caste brahmana family, so they are very much puffed up that I am a brahmana and everyone have to worship me. So, but actually here Prabhupada says that is completely wrong. If you are taking birth, just by taking birth in the family of Brahmana, you cannot become a Brahmana. You have to be qualified to become a Brahmana. So Prabhupada always give this example of if a son of a judge, a high court judge, he cannot go and say that I am also a judge because I am a son of a judge. So no, he have to study and then he have to be qualified to become a judge. Otherwise, he cannot become a judge just by becoming a son of a judge. So similarly, if even if someone take birth in a Brahmana family, so they should qualify themselves to develop the quality of a Brahmana, and the proper samskar have to be done. So they have to take a proper training and they have to take a initiation from the bona fide acharyas. So unless we develop the quality of a Brahmana, so one cannot be called as a Brahmana. So that is a very important point that Prabhupada is insisting here. And also he is saying, so then how we have to call them? Like, okay, so if a person is born in a Brahmana family, but he doesn't have any quality of a Brahmana, so they are called as Brahma Bandhus. So Brahma Bandhu means friend of a Brahmana. So even like before also we saw that how Ashwatthama is also called as Brahma Bandhu, right? So because he took birth in a Brahmana family, but still he did not execute that quality. So that's why he was addressed as Brahma Bandhu. So he was not a Brahmana, he was a friend of a Brahmana, or so that's how we have to call. So they are still equal to considered as a once born Sudras. So once born Shyans of Brahmana family are equal to the once born Sudras. So that's how we have to call. So just a minute. Yeah, so those people are unqualified for performing any kind of Vedic function. So and I just remembered when we are reading this, must be rejected for any purpose of religious or Vedic function. So only when we qualified as a Brahmana, so then only we can able to perform this Vedic function. So Srila Rupa Goswami, so in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he talks about pure devotional service, how pure devotional service elevates one from a lower caste to the higher caste where he can able to perform yajna. So that is the glory of pure devotional service. Even if he born in a dog eating family, Chandala family, even if he born in a Chandala family, but still he can become eligible to perform all kinds of Vedic sacrifices if he take up pure devotional service. If he perform pure devotional service, so then he becomes eligible. So this is Srila Rupa Goswami Path is saying. And another thing is like so Lord Krishna was interested to look after this arrangement and perfect as he is. So Lord Krishna is perfect, and similarly whatever that the duty he is performing, he do in a very perfect manner. So he look after the yajnas, whether it is properly performed by the twice born brahmanas. So in this way the Lord is exhibiting his the duty, the manner of duty, how to perform duty. So he also talks in Bhagavad Gita that yat yat acharati shreshtas tat tat evetaro jana. So however the higher people follow, so whatever that they do the common people will follow, right? So similarly Krishna is setting up as an example that how a king have to perform his duty, and also how as a like ordinary people also as a friend to everyone, so how we have to be very helpful, and whatever that they are asking, so we have to perform. So all these like an as an ordinary person, so Lord Krishna is just setting as an example for everyone, so how we have to lead our life and perform our duty perfectly. And here very interesting point is yajna. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asked Lord Krishna to take care of yajna, and Lord Krishna is Yajneshwara, right? So he is the one who is going to get the result, or he is the one who is the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. And here Lord Krishna is asked to supervise the performance of yajna. We saw that so many verses of Bhagavad Gita talks about that how Krishna is the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. Yajna Shishtashina Shanto Muchyate Sarva Kilbisheki. So whatever that we are offering, it has to be offered first to Krishna. So that's how we have to accept everything. So any yajna have to be performed for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So here Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Lord Krishna to perform, but Lord Krishna is already pleased with Yudhishthira Maharaj, right? So, but still, Lord Krishna is so happy to take the order of his devotee. And Yani Yajna, which is considered as a complete when Lord Krishna is satisfied. So then, of course, like here, Lord Krishna is satisfied already. So now he is going to take care of the yajna also. So it's there is no point of there is no point of that incompletion of this yajna, right? So definitely this yajna will be taken care well. And in this Kali Yuga, so whenever yajna, we talk about yajna, so we have to be very clear about this Kali Yuga. So what kind of yajna is prescribed in Kali Yuga? So Krishna is prescribing for Kali Yuga is Sankirtan Yajna. So we have to perform chanting of the holy name. So that is the yajna we should perform in this Kali Yuga, because we cannot perform any other yajna. We can perform, but it is not as powerful as before the Kali Yuga. So in Dwapara Yuga, in Treta Yuga, so those are the period that the yajna is prescribed. So, but in Kali Yuga, whatever the yajna we perform, it is not going to give the full benefit, because the yajna have to be performed in certain rules and regulations are there. So it has to be pure ingredients we have to put, but everything is adulterated nowadays. Even milk and ghee and whatever we use for yajna, everything is adulterated. So in this case we cannot able to perform a proper yajna. That's why in Kali Yuga it is mentioned that we should take the Sankirtan Yajna as the topmost. So as we talk that for any yajna, the Lord Krishna have to be satisfied. So now what we are doing, Sankirtan Yajna, that means chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So by the chanting of the holy name, so we have to please the Supreme Lord. So then automatically, like whenever yajna happen, what happened? At last, Lord Vishnu comes and he accepts the offering, whatever that we are doing, and he accepts it and then he distribute to all the demigods. So this is what will happen. So similarly for Sankirtan Yajna also, so what is happening? That we are chanting the holy name and we are inviting the Lord to enter into our heart, right? So we are inviting the Lord, and in that way, Lord, when Lord is pleased, then only he will appear, right? So how in the yajna, when the yajna is complete and successful, when we can say, when the Lord is when the Lord appears and accepts the offering. So similarly, our yajna of chanting the holy name is successful when Lord Krishna accepted to appear in our heart. So, so that's why Prabhupada always says that chanting is not a mechanical process. Okay, so I'm doing chanting. Okay, this is Kali Yuga Yajna, so I will chant like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram. So we have to be very, very careful. So we are performing yajna. So, and this is the way that we can able to liberate ourselves from this material world in such a very simple manner, that Krishna so mercifully he have given this very simple process of chanting the holy name. So we have to be very, very careful while we are chanting, and it has to be done in a three rules we can try to remember that while we are chanting. So one is like posture. So the posture should be good enough that so that like our chanting is going nicely, because when our posture is like this and sleeping, then we automatically tend to sleep. So that is one posture we have to be take care. And then second is pronunciation. So whatever the word, the mantra that we are chanting is so potent, right? So nam nam akari baguda nija sharva shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaga. So Krishna is so merciful. He is appearing in so many holy names, and every name is equally so potential. So we have to pronounce each and every name. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So and every pronunciation should be very clear, and we have to hear the holy name properly. And then third is prayerful mood. So this prayerful mood, what makes Krishna to appear in our heart. So if we don't have the prayerful mood just as a duty, like, okay, I'm going for a job, just like it's my duty to go for a job. I don't like to work, but still I have to work because I want to maintain my family. So I am going for work and doing everything and I will come back. But there is no love for me specifically on that particular job to do it, right? So then it's similarly, it will become our chanting also. Okay, chanting is my duty because I promised my guru that I will have to chant 16 rounds. So that's why I'm doing, okay, Hare Krishna, I will let me finish. Okay, 16 rounds is done. So no, that should not be our mood. So our mood is every day. Like I always remember, like Shripad Hayendra Prabhu. So he specifically mentioned that our holy name chanting should be in such a way that every mantra when we chant, we should think that, oh, this is my last moment, this is my last mantra I'm chanting, this is the last word I'm going to chant. So in that mood we have to beg Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani to give their mercy, to engage us in their service. So it should be in a prayerful mode. So these three things, if it is taken care, and with that prayerful mode, and avoid offenses, avoid 10 offenses of the holy name. So if we can able to do this, so then we can very easily we can able to invite the Lord, and the Lord will reciprocate to us. So how here Yudhishthira Maharaj is so pleased. Lord Krishna is so pleased with Yudhishthira Maharaj. So because they behave in such a way, right? So they act in such a way, they attracted the mercy of Lord Krishna. So that's why we don't want to complain that, oh, Krishna is not showering his mercy. I'm doing so much, but still I'm not getting any reciprocation. So but what we have to do from our side is we just have to do very patiently, anything comes in our way, like even if it is a difficulties, but still we have to take it with a patience and waiting patiently. So that is also one of the quality of a Vaishnava, that we have to be patient, right? So in that patient way, like we when we worship the Lord with a very sincere heart, so then Krishna will accept to come in our heart. So when I say that Krishna comes in our heart, so Krishna is Paramatma in everyone's heart already, right? So then what is specifically that it is happening here, that whether Krishna is coming in our heart? So the meaning that what I'm trying to say is, like, Lord Krishna is there as Paramatma in everyone's heart, but he will not reveal to everyone. So his presence he will not reveal to everyone, because we see that in this pastime itself, like Shishupal. So when the yajna happened, like Shishupal was coming to try, and he came to try to destroy this yajna, and he was trying to criticize Krishna all the time, even though Krishna is in front of him, so he cannot recognize Krishna. And similarly Duryodhan, right? So so many people, even though they saw Krishna in front of their eyes, but still they cannot recognize. So similarly, even though Krishna is there in our heart as Paramatma, but still we cannot able to recognize the presence of the Supreme Lord. It is because of our condition, because of our anarthas, because we don't have the pure love for Krishna. So that is the only thing Lord is waiting. But once we become like a tool or for getting the mercy, so when once we become eager, that eagerness Lord is ready to reciprocate. So that's why Lord is called as Bhakta Vatsala. He is ready to serve as a supervisor here, and he is ready to become a chariot rider for Arjuna, right? So he is ready just for the devotees, he is ready to do. And this is always we discuss that Krishna and devotees, there is always a transcendental competition, who is going to serve more, right? So there is always a transcendental competition between Krishna and his devotees. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. So only thing that Krishna is expecting from us is eagerness to serve him and sincerity in our heart. So that's the only thing he is expecting. And how Krishna is so merciful, we see in Krishna is giving so much of hope, that Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. So in that verse also he says, even if my devotee accidentally fall down, I will take care of him. Kaunteya pradijane ki name bhakta pranashyati. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna that you declare, Arjuna, my devotee never perish. So why he is asking Arjuna to declare? Because he never overcome the words of his devotees. So he definitely follow whatever his devotee says. So that's how he is asking Arjuna to declare that my devotee will never perish. So this is a big hope. So what to talk about, like fall down, like even if someone take up Krishna consciousness. So this, like we can easily see many people come to Krishna conscious sometimes, and then suddenly because of some distraction, so they just go away from ISKCON. So many times it happens. So some people take up and then they will leave ISKCON movement, and then they will go away, but still Krishna never leaves us. So the word of Name Bhakta Pranashyati, Krishna says, it is happening in many lives of devotees. So there is one article I was reading. In that article it was mentioned that one devotee, because of some politics in the temple, he left ISKCON movement. And but still he was a vegetarian, he was following whatever that rules and regulations are. So he was trying to follow, and he was a bachelor, and he doesn't know how to cook also properly. So what happened, like he was struggling for his prasad, like he was struggling to eat and everything, because he was working, and also he was a bachelor, he doesn't know to cook, and so much he was struggling. So one time what happened, when he was traveling in a flight, he was supposed to his the person who sat near to him was a devotee, and that devotee, she is coming from a temple, and they're like they are just traveling for 2 hours. So it is just a domestic flight. They are just traveling for 2 hours. So when they started from the temple, so all the devotees were asking that, okay, take some prasad with you so that like you can have like and that this lady, she was telling that why we need lot of prasad, we already had prasad, and anyway in another 2 hours we are going to land there, and after that we are going to temple, so we can have prasad there, why do we want to take it? But still the devotees were forcing, no, you take it, you take so much of prasad. And then okay, they cannot say no to prasad, and they took it. And when they come to the flight, and so they were sitting near to this person, and so they saw that but they cannot recognize this person as a devotee, because he did not show anything entirely by, so like he is not follower of his concept, he didn't show like that. But when this person but this lady was sitting near to this person, she was asking like, so I have some prasad, do you want, like, because they were about to honor like little bit, so they asked like, do you want to honor some, this is prasad. And then this person very irritatingly he told, I don't want, please leave me. So and then this lady was baffled, like why this person is getting so angry, I'm asking like whether he wants to eat, that's it. But again she was trying that this is a very tasty prasad, like a little bit you can taste. And then what happened, like that person was really frustrated, and he started shouting that why you people are not leaving me, wherever I go you are bringing this prasad. And he started crying. He started crying, and he was telling that how Krishna is so merciful, that even though I leave him, and I wanted to go out, and I don't want to be in this part of this anything anymore, but still he knows that I'm struggling for prasad. So he is sending from every devotee, somehow or other I'm meeting some devotee anywhere, wherever I go, I'm meeting some devotees, and they are forcing me to take prasad. So how Krishna is so merciful. He's taking care of everyone individually. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Right. So how Krishna is very personally, he is telling that I am personally coming and taking care of the devotees. So we can see that real life, it's happening still. It's not okay just only during the Dwapara Yuga. Till Dwapara Yuga it happened, okay, Yudhishthira Maharaj was given such a love and affection, but now it is not, we can able to visibly see. But now also we can see in every life of a devotee, whoever is sincerely practicing, they can able to see the presence of the Lord every moment of their life. And the way that how we are thinking or remembering Krishna, so that matters. So there is an example in Adi Parvat of Mahabharat. It is mentioned that about Dhaumya and his disciples. So Dhaumya, he is a spiritual master. He one time he asked three disciples to take a banana, and he said like, okay, so I am giving a task, so everyone have to go to a place where no one should not see when you are eating. So this is a task he gave. So two other disciples, they went and they closed their doors and make sure that no one is seeing, and they had the banana, and they came back and they told, okay, we are successful, like no one saw us, and we had our prasad. So and the third person, so he came and he told, Gurudev, I cannot able to be successful in the task what you have given. So and then he was asking why you are saying like that. Then he said, actually wherever I go, how I can able to hide myself from Krishna? Krishna is there, he is seeing through different ways. There is a sun, there is a moon, there is a air, like everything is Krishna. So how can I able to hide myself from Krishna? So I cannot able to eat without showing to anyone, because Krishna is seeing, Krishna is watching every moment. So I cannot able to do this. So this is how we should feel presence of Krishna in our life. Every moment we should see how Krishna is there. That's why Krishna talks the whole chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, that how he is there, 10th chapter. So he talks about that how I am water, and the taste in the water, and how I am like a mountain, my shoulders are mountain, like in the Virat Roop, he is telling about how different parts of his body represents this material world. So in this way, we can remember Krishna. So then, so Krishna is ready to accept. and he's ready to accept our heart as an offering that we are trying to do, and he also reciprocates with our pure love. So the main point, the topic, what I want to insist today is Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. So few examples I would like to quote, that how even in Kali Yuga it is happening, that Madhavendra Puri. So everyone knows about Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri, how he was without even taking any food, he was there, and then the Lord himself, he came and he wants to serve his pure devotee. He personally brought the milk for Madhavendra Puri, and also he was his dream, he told, okay, this is the Gopal deity is there, and you have to go and do take out from that bush, so, and worship me. So here, when we see, the Lord is actually asking his devotee to help him to take out from the bush. So Lord can able to do anything, right? But still, why he is doing, asking his devotee to do? So that is what, like, we cannot think any logic here. So with devotees and Krishna's relationship, we cannot understand by logic. So we have to understand with the love. So here Krishna wants to take the service of his devotees. So in that way, there is a reciprocation of love will be there. So that's how Krishna was asking Madhavendra Puri to help him. So, and then also we say that in Ter Kadam, Srila Rupa Goswami, he one time what happened, like he wants to make kheer for offering to his brother Sanatan Goswami. So Goswami, he came to visit Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami generally he go and beg alms, and hardly had dry rotis, and that's what he will get it. So but now, like, because Sanatan Goswami came, he wanted to offer kheer, but he just had the desire and he want to offer to the lordship as well, but he does not have the ingredients, because he is not a he doesn't have any money to buy anything. So he just had the desire. So then what happened, one beautiful little girl, 10, 11 years old, she came and she gave, like, Baba, that so here is your milk and rice, my mother gave, because my our cow first yield a first calf, so that's why she wanted to give the milk to you, so please have this milk and rice. And then she asked, Baba, do you know to make kheer? It will be nice, like, if you make it. If you don't know, I will make it. And then she made it. So she made it very nicely, and after that she left, and Sanatan Goswami came and they offered. And then when Sanatan Goswami honored it, so immediately he started expressing that ashtavikar, like all the symptoms of ecstatic devotion, it comes in his body. And then he easily identified who made this kheer. He can understand that this is definitely, it is made by Srimati Radharani herself. It is not possible that anyone can make such a nectar. So then he understand, actually Srimati Radharani herself came and he helped Rupa Goswami. And same way, like when Rupa Goswami was not ready to build any kutir for him, he is very renounced, right? So everyone is a Goswamis are all very renounced persons. So they are not ready to build a hut also. Rupa Goswami is writing literature. He was very busy in writing literature. The sun shade is coming on him. So what happened, like Srimati Radharani herself, she came and she was just holding her sari, just to give a shade to Rupa Goswami. So, and when Sanatan Goswami sees that, he got so much angry. What is happening here? You are making Radharani to serve you, Rupa Goswami. So he was actually criticizing Rupa Goswami. So here, the point I'm trying to say here is, so Lord is very, very affectionate towards his devotees. So the way that we act, that attracts the mercy of Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So we recently celebrated Radhashtami. So Srimati Radharani is an emblem of motherly love, right? So and when we get mother's love, it's very easily we can get the father's love. So when Srimati Radharani is so pleased, then we can easily get the mercy of Krishna. So the way that we act, that spot attracts mercy of Srimati Radharani. So, and there are many more pastimes are there that we can go on, keep on telling about, like how Jagannath is reciprocating in every day. Even today in Jagannath Puridam, so many pastimes are happening every day. And also in Mayapur Dham. So, Mayapur Nrsingadev, so many pastimes, even till now it is happening, and Rajpur Jagannath temple. So it's not that it happened before and now it is not happening. It is all depends on how we are treating Krishna, how we are acting in such a way that we can attract the mercy of Krishna. So now we have to attract the mercy of Krishna. So how we have to do that? So first thing is, we have to perform devotional service, right? So devotional service, it means not just the service, but the service attitude. So the attitude in which we are performing service, so that's what it is going to attract Krishna. So many times, like I talked about this, but still really want to insist on this point, because whatever service, Krishna is not saying, oh, this person is speaking Bhagavatam, this person is cleaning vessel, so okay, this person is higher, or the person is who is doing puja or deity worship, so they are higher and other services are lower. So Krishna is not discriminating in any way. So what Krishna is saying is, only thing, what attitude and what the gratefulness, gratitude, how much gratitude we are showing towards the service that what we are performing, right? So when we get service, we should not think because I am qualified, that's why the service is given to me, right? That should not be our mood. Then the point of devotion is completely lost there. That means what we are trying to do is, we are trying to show up our pride in that, okay, whatever that I am doing, like I am the best, no one can able to do this service. And if suppose someone criticize our service, immediately we say, okay, I am not going to do this service, you do with whatever, whomever you want, right? So we think that we are trying to help this community, we are trying to help this temple, and we are trying to help the people, and if you are not treating me properly, then I will go out, so then you will suffer without people. So that's how the attitude, if we are in that attitude, then we cannot please Krishna. Then Krishna will not come. Even if we chant 64 rounds every day, Krishna will never appear in our heart. So the main thing is the attitude of a devotee. So that's why Srila Rupa Goswami Path is saying in the starting of Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction itself, that so the advancement of a devotee is depends on the attitude of a devotee. So it's very simple. So that's how, like, we have to be very very careful in our attitude, so then we can easily attract Krishna. So don't put Krishna, don't put yourself as a center in any service, put Krishna as a center. So then in that unmotivated and uninterrupted service, if we perform, that can attract Krishna's mercy. So then Krishna is ready to become the puppet in devotee's hand. So that's the main topic, that main point that I want to cover in today's discussion. And finally, like Krishna, after being there for some time for the sacrifice, and then he left now to Dwaraka. So with Arjuna and all other few other Yadu dynasty people. So with this, I'm trying to conclude here. And today is Vaman Dev appearance also. Tomorrow is Vaman Dev appearance. So fast is today, and today is auspicious Ekadashi day as well. So what more glorious day to hear Krishna Katha. So this itself, it's the sincerity to hear itself is also, it attracts Krishna. So Vaman Dev also get attracted by the pure devotion of Bali Maharaj. So that's how he is ready to become a gatekeeper of his kingdom. So, so in that way, like we can also try to pray to Shiv Vaman Dev, so to remove all our anarthas and become a very valuable instrument, and be a nice devotee to attract the mercy of Krishna. So thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patita Pavana Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much. And sorry if there is any mistakes.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for wonderful, nectarian lecture today. So as usual, it was very, very wonderful. You made so many points, which was really good for the devotional service to progress in the devotional service. Starting with you gave for the chanting and for the other devotional services. So if the devotees are having any question, comment, or any kind of like, so you can unmute and you can go ahead. You can or you can raise the hand and we can go ahead with Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Pranath, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. There is one question that sometimes I hear, and I wanted to take your view on this or your explanation. When you mentioned in the beginning about the firstborn Brahmana and firstborn Shudra, right? And there is no difference, right? Both are Sudras. Yeah? But at the same time, in the Bhagavad Gita, we also hear in the second chapter, in the 40th text, in the Neha Vikramana 60 verse in the purport, Prabhupada writes that, one may be born in a rich aristocratic or a Brahmana family. So I understand the puffed up part, which you mentioned, but how do we correlate, as to one could have been born in a Brahmana family in this life because of their 1% or 2% devotional activities in the past life versus the firstborn Brahmana who is also Sudra.
Yeah. So thank you, Prabhu, for your wonderful question. So actually, of course, that Brahmana taking birth in a Brahmana family is glorious. There is no doubt about it. That's why, because what happens is when someone takes birth in a Brahmana family, so then it is very easy that they can able to practice Krishna conscious very easily. There is no difficulty for them because from their childhood, so they are used to do all kinds of devotional service from their childhood itself. So that's how it is very, very easy that they can easily take up Krishna consciousness. But at the same time, even if we take birth in a Brahmana family, if we are not taking up Krishna consciousness, so then it is not going to be useful. So Krishna definitely, he says, like when you are did like even 2%, then you will start from third percentage. So that means like Krishna is giving in a different options. Like, okay, you can take birth in a rich family. So why? When you take birth in a rich family, because people, most of the time we are wasting our energy and time in earning money, right? So because we need money, so because of that we are wasting our time and we don't have time for our spiritual activity. So that's why Krishna says, okay, I will make sure that you born in a very rich family, so that what happen, so you will not think about, okay, earning money, but you will think for higher purpose. Okay, I have everything. So that's how like many devotees in our ISKCON movement, if you see, like there are many billionaires, all Maharajas, most of the Maharajas, if you see, most of the Maharajas are all billionaires. So from their birth, but still they are actually able to take up Krishna consciousness. It is because they have so much of money, but still they were searching for higher, more higher. But people don't have money, they think, oh, when we get money we will be happy. So we are trying to accumulate so much of money and we are wasting our energy and time in that way. So but if we have money, then we will look for higher purpose. Similarly, when we take birth in a Brahmana family also, we will be very easily take up Krishna consciousness. But here Prabhupada says that even though if we take birth in a Brahmana family, that is a once born is considered as a Sudra. Why? Because we have to properly perform the rituals or the proper training to become a Brahmana. Right. So as I said, like it's not enough to take birth in a Brahmana family, but we can take advantage of taking birth in a Brahmana family, and we have to advance so quickly comparing to the people who take birth in a other family. because in other family there is no tradition that they follow these things from their childhood. So but at least in a Brahmana family, like some culture is there, okay, we have to follow certain traditions. So the samskar and all, generally that's why it has to be done, like garbhadana samskar have to be done. So there are so many things we have to do. So those things at least in their family they will do. So in that way it becomes favorable for us to take Krishna conscious so easily. So but unless, even though we take birth in a Brahmana family, unless we are not qualified to become a Brahmana by proper training and proper initiation, that's why it is we are taking as a initiation process. That initiation process, it's what actually making one as a Brahmana. So that twice born, that's why we have to take birth again when we take initiation. So that's why it is called as twice born, like when we are, so we are taking birth again, right? And then when we take a Brahmana initiation, so then it is a twice born. So that is how one can able to become qualified as a Brahmana to perform sacrifice. But if just to take birth in a Brahmana family, it will not certify you that you can perform the Vedic sacrifice. That's the main point Prabhupada is saying. So it's not that, okay, taking birth in a Brahmana family is equal to Shudra, but it is good. If you are not taking advantage of that good, then it is going to be Sudra, right? So that's the main point that Prabhupada is trying to say here. So is that helpful?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Correct.
Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments? Okay, I think if not, we can close here.
Yeah. So again, thank you so very much, Mataji. It was really wonderful. Like the also the question you clarified very nicely about the Brahmanas and Sudra, how to distinguish. How Prabhupada mentioned. Prabhupada always mentioned this in the purport. So that was really helpful. And so I think, yeah, so I do not see and don't approve or any announcement, So we are good to close the session for today. We'll do the Pranati, Vaishnava Pranati mantra. Vancha kaltaruvesya kripa sindhuvaya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Antakoti Vaishnava Brinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Guru Maharaj ki jai.